In this video, I want to do a review of a program called Choose Again and how I stumbled into it. And my background is I've done a lot of personal development work over the years, probably 25 years. And I think for most people, what happens is I sometimes look at the human brain a little bit like a computer. In that when you buy a brand new computer, there's some basic operating system in the computer. Then you start adding software and adding software, and it does more and does more and does more and does more. Well, that's just pretty similar with people, as we have this basic operating software to breathe and all those other things, and then we start learning things, and we start learning things. And there's a period where you don't know what you don't know. And I found that about age 35, all of a sudden you start challenging what you do know, and then you start looking at what you don't know, and you'll realize that by age 35, if you have like one little speck of sand on a beach, that's how much information and knowledge you actually really have. And unfortunately, a lot of people never get past that because they don't realize that's what's going on. And a lot of people think that they're smart and they know all these things, when in fact is they really don't, because they don't have the life experiences to compare to. So when I reached sort of 30, 35, I started to wake up and started to realize, well, wait a minute here, things aren't working the way I want. What's driving me? Why am I doing the things I'm doing? Why do I believe the things I believe? And you will get to a point where you realize I did this great course called Day House at the University of British Columbia in Canada. And it was this really long program. And by the end of it, I realized that nothing I believed to be true was necessarily true. So think about it. Why do you believe what you believe? Like, we weren't born with all these beliefs. They came from somewhere. And where they came from generally is other people. Other people expounded their beliefs onto us, and we, especially our parents, our school, the governments in the countries we grow up in. And so we adopt these belief systems based on we don't know any better. And after doing this course, I started to realize, why do I believe what I believe? And why do I react the way that I react? And it led me down a course of starting to study humanity and study people, and why do we do what we do? And you should be doing the same. Like, why do you believe honestly, why do you believe what you believe? So the worst part is some of the beliefs we have just don't serve us. What are the beliefs you have about relationships and how relationships should be? What are the beliefs you have about money and how much money you can make? Like Donald Trump, he has these belief systems about he should be president and all this other stuff. And I've seen this a couple times where people who I thought were idiots had managed to create amazing results only because they believed that they could. They didn't always last over time, because the reality sometimes comes and kicks you in the face, and then you start looking at, why do I really believe? And unfortunately, this is something else I want to add into here. We're not a great species for parenting our children. Some people are, but a lot of people aren't. And so a lot of us come out of our childhoods with wounding, and some really bad. Like you've seen a couple other videos that I have on defensiveness, and defensiveness comes from deep childhood wounding. And we carry this stuff. We think, oh, we're smart. We'll think our way out of it. But our emotional self is 100% stronger than our mental self. You'll think your way out of it, and all of a sudden your old emotions will come up and your old wounds will come up. Look at some of the people that do absolutely horrible things to other people. It's because they're wounded. There was something likely had happened to them as children. And so the more you become aware of yourself, and I've tried a lot of different programs, and some day long, some months long, and some I've got value out of, virtually all of them. And because the more you can learn about what makes you tick, the more you can catch yourself doing stuff. And I don't say this because I've failed miserably a few times, but the more you can catch yourself doing dumb stuff and being controlled by your emotional body as being controlled by, let me rephrase it, being controlled by your old wounds as opposed to today's compassion. So you get upset with, like for me, I get upset with drivers, and I'm sure that something happens all the time. And it's always about me. Why am I upset? So a few years ago, or a year or so ago, I stumbled on a video by accident. I'm a follower of a guy by the name of Gabor Mate. And if you haven't heard him, search for him because his stuff is terrific. And he's a doctor who worked in a really rough part of Vancouver, the east side, in one of the clinics there, helping a lot of drug addicts and stuff like that. And one of his observations was there's a commonality between virtually all addicts, is that they were abused as children. And so we look down on these people, but we should be looking at them with amazing compassion, because addiction is not a choice, whether it's alcohol or Coke or whatever the drug of choice is these days. It's not a choice. But so it's always about our emotional body and what's going on with our emotional body. So Gabor Mate did this amazing video with this guy, Diederik Wolsak, and it's called Who Do You Think You Are? And I went on YouTube. You have to search Who Do You Think You Are? You won't find this video. You have to add Gabor Mate, Matai, I think it is, Gabor Mate. Just put Gabor and it'll come up, and the video will come up. And I usually skip the first 10 minutes of it and listen to what these guys have to say. And out of that process, I've been following Gabor Mate for quite a while. I started something Diederik Wolsak said in his process really woke me up. And I started checking into his program. And it was his very simple 6-step program is the best thing that I've found in 30 years. And it's very simple. It's like, if I'm upset, it's not about you. It's not about the other drivers. It's not about Donald Trump. It's about one thing. It's about something inside of me. And if you learn that I'm upset, it's about me, what's happening to you that you got upset is actually a gift, because it's showing you somewhere you're stuck. And so no matter what it is, whether you're upset with your wife or your husband or your kids or the dog or the election or whatever it is, if you're upset, there's only one person it's about you. And there's only the only ego you want to deal with is you. You can't change a million billion other people. The only person you can change is you. If you find out what that internal charge is, then you and you alone are in control of your life, instead of being at the whim of other people. So Diederik's process, and I've met Diederik a couple times, once, I guess. I don't know, blends together. I think it was once or twice. And they do circles around the world. And as it turned out, they actually have an operation here in Vancouver. And it was actually one of the places it was found. And Diederik's story is amazing. He was self-destructing, drinking too much, and was about to drive off of a fairly dangerous highway here in BC. And if you hear his background in concentration camps and all kinds of stuff, and over the last 20, 30 years, what he has created is the most powerful program, and it's simple, and you can adopt it into your life. And it's a series of very 6 very simple steps. I'm upset. It's about me. It's not about today. When was the first time I felt this? What did I make up about myself? And please forgive me for forgetting that there's a much bigger picture, and I'm attracted to the universe. And if I could say anything to you, this is the best program that I have ever found in my life, and that I strongly recommend you check it out. And you'll start to, and especially if you can adopt it, because it'll teach you self-responsibility. It'll help you to stop being a victim in any way. And sadly, our world, especially in the Western society, is about victim. It's about, I'm upset. It's about somebody else. And Diederik is so powerful. I'm upset. It's about me. What you do doesn't matter. And what you do is your stuff. And if you're upset, I'm sorry you're upset. And if you want me to support you, I will. But your upset is about you. My upset is about me and only me. And if you get that, it's empowering. And it's, it doesn't give anybody else power over you anymore. You don't have to buy into anything. It's just, you find peace in yourself from the real place, not, oh, I'm Zen Buddha and I've got all this stuff. And you'll find it because you've faced your own inner demons, and we all have them. The worse your childhood was, the more likely you have them, and the more likely you bury them. If you're dealing with addictions of any sort, from pornography to alcohol to any of these things, the good part of the driving factor behind that thing, all these things, are pain. And if you want to change your life, you've got to find a way of facing yourself, not anybody else, just yourself. And so I highly, highly recommend Choose Again. It's Choose Again. They were based, the main places in Costa Rica. They have centers here. They have online get-togethers where they walk through the 6 steps that are led by some really special people. And I recommend that you check them out. And I recommend highly you learn the 6 steps and you implement it into your life. I'm upset. It's about me. It's not about today. When was the first time I felt this? And allow your mind to take you back to memories. And what did I make up about myself in this? And come to some of the circles and go to some of the circles. And when this pandemic's over, go to Costa Rica and meet the people down there, because they do some of the most powerful, amazing healing work of any program, from hypnosis to all this other stuff that I've ever met, because you get to the core wound, the little kid inside of you that was abused in some way by bad parenting or other things, that it will change your life. So 2 thumbs up to Choose Again. I think it's one of the best programs I've ever done. I think if you incorporate it into your life, it'll change your life forever. So have a great day. Be kind to other people and love yourself most of all. And this is a great way to love yourself. It's not expensive. It's a really great program. And once you learn some of the concepts, it'll change your life. So good luck and have a wonderful day. And thanks for watching.